Welcome to Freshly Brewed Comics. I'm Jake.
And I'm Victoria.
And today, we're going to show you guys some footage and some hauls from New York City Comic Con. Stay tuned.
Roll the footage!
Roll the footage!
Roll the footage!
That shit going!
It's Cthulhu. Look at like the god symbols. That shit is fucking awesome. Animated series shits. There's too many people here.
There's like 8 volumes of Lucifer? I didn't know.
Yeah. It's long.
Let me get you in front of something.
Is it itty bitty Hellboy?
Itty bitty Hellboy.
He says, hi, I'm Abe Sabrian.
Hey, it's me, Doug Jones.
Haul time! So the first thing we did when we entered the con, we went straight to Artist Alley because it was right next to where the Q Hall.
The loading dock.
The loading dock. And we met David Mack because he was like the only person we needed at the time that was at his booth because it was like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, we went right there and expected, we were like, oh, everybody will be there, it's fine. And like nobody was set up.
Just David Mack.
Just David Mack. He had all his stuff out. He was already playing.
So I got Cover signed by David Mack, which is one of my favorite reads of the year. It's about a comic book artist that gets approached by the CIA to become a spy. And the main character is very much inspired by David Mack. I asked him and he was like, yeah, it's me.
He's like, that's me. And my favorite thing about that series is that all of the artists that worked on it got to draw themselves as secret agents. So I know
for
that,
the covers, yeah.
Yeah, for the covers. So I know Nick Darrington has an awesome one. I love Mitch Gerrads' one.
The Mitch one, yeah, we gotta put that one up here.
Yeah, we'll put them up. We'll put them up.
We actually ran into Mitch. Mitch Gerrads.
Yes, it was so funny. So we've met Mitch a few times, probably multiple times at this point. Oh no, we met Mitch once. I did. You met him twice. And we were like, well, we've met him so many times, we don't really want to meet him, like, again. We would, but, like...
We have everything signed by him. We wanted to save time pretty well.
So I was saying to Jake on the train, I was like, I want to meet Mitch just to talk about the Menzingers, which is this really cool alt-rock band that I saw him tweet about, and I really liked them, too. And I was like, holy shit, Mitch likes the Menzingers, that's awesome. So I was saying as a joke, like, oh, we should go meet him and I'll just talk about that. I won't even talk about, like, his work. So we're walking around and he walks past me. And we're like, there he is. So I'm like, yo, Mitch, you ready for the Menzingers album? And he was like, yo, I can't wait. He's going to be awesome. And then we just parted ways. And I was like, well, I got my Mitch fix right there. And we can continue.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Shout out to Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch. But anyways, David Mack.
David
Mack, he was selling a lot of originals.
Yes.
And the first thing he did when we walked up to him, someone gave him like $1,000 for like a commission.
It was nuts. Yeah, like,
oh you looked at me, you went, the show started 15 minutes ago.
And he already made $1,000. We were like, damn.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. So I picked up American Gods off of David Mack's table, which he did all of the covers for. And I've really been meaning to read this and watch the show because I watched Good Omens, which is another Neil Gaiman TV show, and I fucking love Good Omens so much. So I know American Gods is different, and I've been meaning to pick up the book, and I hope that they make Good Omens a book too. I would like, it'd be cool as
Yeah, like a
comic
graphic
book.
novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it is
But right, it is a book. I meant a graphic novel. But I'm really excited to read this, and I got it signed by David Mack, who does all beautiful fucking watercolor art. So yeah.
King of the watercolors.
King of the watercolors is David Mack. So
Yeah. David Mack.
Shoutouts to him. The next writer we met at Comic-Con was ELLIOT RAHAL.
Yes, I wanted to get my Hot Lunch Special signed, which is a very cool aftershock book where it's like a crime it's a crime story about like a family that owns a sandwich shop. It's pretty good. It's based off ELLIOT RAHAL's life, and it's got gorgeous art from George Fornes.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get this signed, which I did. You wrote Danks.
We had a very fun experience meeting ELLIOT RAHAL. He was so cool, very funny and witty. He signed both of our... This is the first issue of Midnight Vista, which is his new story he's working on.
Yes, he pitched it to us and we were sold.
Yes, he's like, I'm going to be a little bit of a salesman right now. And we were like, oh, fuck it, you sold us.
It was actually a very good story. I read it online because we went to the Big Mouth panel. So I read it...
Online at the panel, not online computers.
Yeah. To get into the panel, I read it while we were online. And it was very good, actually. It has one of the most impressive splash pages I've ever seen in terms of, like,
Right.
The way it was done.
Mm-hmm. And he did say this was loosely based off of a alien encounter that he personally had, which is very interesting.
It's really cool. It's about aliens. It's about a kid that gets abducted, then shows up, like, something like 18 years later, 20 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Like, it was a very, very good first issue.
That's awesome.
And I'll probably pick it up in trade. So I'm not really a singles guy, but yeah, I'll get the trade when it comes out, and if not, I'll pick up the singles.
Right. He's very awesome, and he signed both of ours. He drew a little alien in a spaceship flipping us off. Mine says suck farts.
Mine says eat shit.
Says eat shit. But he's such a cool guy. We had a great time meeting him, and we gave him a business card. So shout out to ELLIOT RAHAL if he's watching.
Yeah. Shout out ELLIOT RAHAL.
Shout out to him. We're shouting at everybody today. We had a great time.
And we started walking around the show floor looking for some dealios.
We sure struck gold. We found a whole booth of all trades for 3 for $20.
Yeah, 3 for $20. It was 7 each.
So you saved $1.
Yeah, so we got some stuff. I got Bags by Patrick McHale and Gavin Fullerton. Which it's same person that does Over the Garden Wall, which is why I was interested in it. Over the Garden Wall is one of my favorite animated shows of all time. One of my favorite TV shows, period. Fantastic show. And so I picked this up because I thought it'd be interesting. And then I also got Annihilator by Grant Morrison and Fraser Irving. 2 names I really like in the industry.
Right. And that's a Grant Morrison book that you don't
have?
I've
literally never heard of this book. And
wow.
I'd like to think I know everything that Morrison did, but I guess I was wrong.
I guess you're wrong.
Yeah. And it's published by Legendary, like the film studio.
Oh, what?
So I was like, what the hell?
That's weird.
Legendary Pictures. And I got a Best Writer nomination.
Oh, shit.
It was probably the same year he did something else, so they probably bundled it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Annihilator. So, Vic, what did you get at that booth?
So, the first thing I picked up was Batman, Gordon of Gotham, by Chuck Dixon, Denny O'Neil, and plenty of other names on here. So it's pretty much like a celebration book of Jim Gordon being the best police commissioner that he is.
Yeah,
and
the GOAT.
The GOAT. The Commissioner Goat.
Commissioner Goaten.
Stupid. So there are a bunch of like 4-issue arcs of just different Commissioner Gordon centered stories, and it just looked really interesting because I love both Chuck Dixon and Denny O'Neil, and a lot of the art is awesome.
That's Klaus Janson.
Yeah.
Janssen.
So I'm very excited to read this. Looks very interesting. Then I blind bought Cadaver Dogs of Winter by the Philback brothers. I have no clue what it's about. The one thing that stuck out to me was when I flipped it over to read the synopsis, they were raving about the art. This art's awesome!
It is cool, yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's actually about dogs at all, but the art was enough to sell me on this book because it's just inked, and it's inked so well. hell.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's awesome. So, Cadaver Dogs of Winter. Then, I was very excited to find this one in there. All New Dupe by Peter Milligan, which we all know I am the world's biggest Ecstatics fan. So this actually isn't collected in the Ecstatics Omnibus, and it's a newer release,
Yeah,
I
I think
believe.
it was done in like 2014, 2015.
So I'm glad to add this to my Ecstatics collection. And then, last but not least, is Superman First Thunder with Shazam, oversized hardcover by Judd Winnick, with art by Joshua Middleton. So, I am on a quest to own every single Shazam book out there in oversized form, if it is, if not regular.
She's very close.
I'm very close. I needed this one.
You just need Powers of Shazam.
Yeah, and then I have all of them.
Yeah.
So, very excited to add the almost last Shazam hardcover that I need to my collection. So we split up after a little while to go get some books signed that the other ones didn't have. And I went and met Cullen Bunn, who does Harrow County, which I was very excited about. He was very sweet, and I can't wait to read the next library edition that collects the end of the series, which comes out November 5th, I believe. So, yeah, he was a very nice guy, and it was a pleasure meeting him. Shoutouts to Cullen Bunn.
Shoutouts to Cullen Bunn.
Mm-hmm.
So I met up with an old friend of mine, Michael Cho.
Michael Cho! Jake met Michael Cho at Terrificon in Connecticut, and it was so awesome because we walked up to Michael Cho's booth, and Jake was like, I don't know if he's going to remember me. I was like, he might. And then Jake gets up to him, and he's like, yo, what's up?
Michael Cho was like, what's up, dude? And I was like, oh my god.
He remembered.
And I brought his original graphic novel, Shoplifter, which was a really, really good read. It's about a girl who works at a advertising agency, and she never really wanted to work at anything like that. She got the job originally to pay bills because she was like an English major. I think she wanted to be a writer, and so it's about her kind of like, you know, finding her way and finding her passion in life. It's a very good story about life in general. And then he signed it and sketched the main character in it for me, which was pretty awesome. I really recommend this book, and I want everyone to buy it so Michael Cho gets some more recognition out there. He's way more than just a cover artist. Great guy. Great guy.
Shout out Michael Cho.
Shout out Michael Cho. So I brought BLACKSAT because I knew both of the creators were going to be there, both Juan Diaz-Canales and Juanjo Guardino. I'm not Spanish, I'm sorry.
We're so sorry.
But because they were doing a signing at the Dark Horse booth at like 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
and then
it was 12.
we ran into them at like 11 o'clock. They were doing a signing at like a European comics booth.
Yeah.
And there was no line.
There
was no one there.
We saw all of the BLACKSAT books on display, and we were like, oh, they're doing a signing later, right?
And then the guy went, they're right there.
We were like, well, go now.
But, so I had BLACKSAT originally to get signed, but I didn't have Amarillo or A Silent Hell, which I got this at the booth that they were at.
And they didn't have the second volume.
They didn't have A Silent Hell.
But then we walked across the street to the Dark Horse booth, and they had it right there. That. So we got back online after that.
So I got BLACKSAT signed. They drew...
Yeah, they drew. They didn't sketch. They drew in these books.
The first one they drew John BLACKSAT himself. And that one I was very impressed with. I was like, wow, that's a great drawing. Yeah. And then in Amarillo, he drew Weekly, which is one of my favorite characters.
I love Weekly.
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
This one is one of my favorite ones.
So those were the first two that we got signed, and then like we said, we jumped back online after getting the Dark Horse one, and they were so excited that we came back.
Because he was hyping this one up to me. Silent Hell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he said it was really a love letter to New Orleans.
And jazz music. And I was telling him how I like jazz music. I listen to jazz when I read. And then he was just saying how he's the most proud of this one, and this one's his favorite one he's done. And he was very upset that I didn't have it with me. So when I came back, he went
like this.
He was like, you found it! He was like, give me the book! Give me the book! And he was talking to me about one of the characters, the jazz pianist in this. I'm forgetting his name. So, like, the character's name. But, this book was really good. So he drew the character, and this one was
Crazy.
nuts. He spent like probably 5 to 10 minutes on this one
Yeah.
compared to the 1 to 2 minutes he spent on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria will put up a scan of it, like the picture I have of it, but the amount of detail he put into it was
It's crazy.
insane. And then throughout the con, you know, we met up with a few friends. We met up with Rocco very briefly. Met up with one of my friends from Twitter. Shout out to Alex. Because
Shout out to Alex.
I know you're watching.
Ah!
He's a cool dude. But yeah, it was just a good time. It was a really good time. We went to the Big Mouth panel. Saw an episode of season 3 before it came out.
That was really awesome.
They announced the spin-off there. We saw the trailer before
what's
it
it called?
dropped on
Human
YouTube.
Resources,
Yeah,
I think?
Human Resources.
Yeah. So this time next year, probably on a Thursday, because we always go to Comic-Con on Thursdays, try to find your FBC crew, and we'll give
We did wear the shirts.
We did.
We do have shirts now.
We debuted our shirts.
Which will debut again for the Halloween episode, I guess.
We'll wear them for the Halloween episode.
Yeah. But, Freshly Brewed Comics
Yeah.
takes New York City Comic Con. Thank you guys for watching.
And stay tuned for the Halloween special that will be coming out probably on Halloween. Or I'll do the Friday before.
Halloween's like a Thursday. You can do like a day early upload.
Alright, we'll do that.
Alright, yeah.
Stay tuned for a Halloween special.
Thank you for watching.
And thank you.
And afterwards, we went to Sticky's.
We went to Sticky's Finger Joint. I go to Sticky's every time I'm in New York City, and if you don't go to Sticky's, you're not in the city. You need to go.
It's a fantastic.
Oh my god!
It's probably the best chicken fingers I've ever had.
It's so good. I swear to God, I'm such a big Sticky's fan.
She was telling me about it, and she was like, "Yeah, it's chicken fingers." I was like, "Fucking chicken fingers? Really? You're hyping up chicken fingers?"
Chicken. Dude.
They're chicken fingers.
They're chicken fingers, and you can get poppers. They're like little. I got the poppers this time, and I always get chicken fingers. Oh my god! Because it's really the chicken fingers are good, but they're also the sauces.
They have like 20 sauces.
Get the fuck out of here! The sauces are so good.
They had a sweet chili sauce that I was a big fan of.
They have one called Vampire Aioli, which is like a garlic parmesan sauce.
They have what's that, balsamic?
Buffalo balsamic maple.
The weird
Get out of here! It's
combination.
delicious. Oh, so.
But yeah, overall it was a great con experience.
Definitely will go again next year.
Yeah, well, with that, no, that's a question.
That's not a question.